Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Beginning of September, Monday, 4th of September today. Just an update. So, I didn't have a very good month in August. I'm sure a lot of you also did not have it. Price just wasn't moving properly. So, first 2 weeks of August was alright, but the last 2 weeks of it was kind of terrible. So, I'm down about $300 here, just a bit less than $300. But we'll continue. I've made some pointers, learned some new things, and hopefully all that will improve my outcome for the September. Alright, first pair USDJPY. Price is just moving consolidation sideways movement. I'm not gonna be trading this. USD CAD. It's all good and dandy. Price is moving up. Did a double bottom pullback. Looks like it's gonna break today, but there's a strong zone right about here, and I prefer not to get in at this stage. USDCHF, it's good, it's moving, but seems like in terms of the overall market is looking down, right? So potentially what will happen here, if it's to follow the rest of the previous trend direction, it would bounce here for a leg down. So buying this right now is not a very clever idea. AUDCHF, so this is now makes more sense to sell, and Friday's candles also bearish, but I'm really looking into getting on top of a strong momentum. And what that means that I need to see strong candles emerging from a trend. This leg has been very tiny. The reversal hasn't broken below this level. The candle is also not very strong. I mean, compared to these candles and these candles or these candles, it's just momentum's not there yet. So we'll leave this be. AUD New Zealand, completely sideways movement. Overall market condition mainly is consolidating this pair over the year between these two levels. And now we come to September and August and July. This consolidation has been tighter as well. What that means that it's narrowing, but we're still consolidating. So what I want to see is strong movement from one of these two levels. Currently where it's at, if I remove this zone, it seems to be just going sideways. It pushed a little bit down, but it's really not representing a strong. So this previous bearish close, and today is pushing back up. So it's basically tightening around this level here, right? Now either wait for it to go up, maybe break above this strongly, and then so that follows this uptrend, or wait for it to break down and try to go down. For now, it's not really showing us any momentum overall. AUD CAD completely sideways. For now, the overall market condition is in a downtrend, so there's potential for this zone, or whatever this zone is, to force the sellers to come in and push the market further down. If it's to go up, and this is not really a real zone anywhere, I'm gonna delete that. If this is to go up, it would break, it'll have to break above this zone to go up, right? And what I want to do is to capture strong legs where it can give me the maximum number of profit and minimize the number of false trigger, right? So I need to wait for a leg like this, or like this, especially like this, to form. So one of the things I learned from August is that I can't simply randomly enter trades based on a candle being strong, right? It's all about positioning of that candle, where it's positioned with respect to the overall behavior of the market during that year. So if this closes bearish, then we go with it, because it follows the momentum of a trend on top of a rejection from a zone. So you would have multiple confluences. But for now, nothing. AUD USD, So AUD/USD over the year, it's been not in a trend, and you also can't say it's consolidating. But what is quite apparent is that it's been respecting major zones. So it's been respecting this zone, down zone there, this zone there, and at the same time it's got good legs. So that's what we want. We want to wait for good legs to form. So right now, what I believe is happening is that it's trying to respect this zone, right? And it's already done that. 2 rejections, and this one is strong bearish. So I'm gonna be selling this down. So simply go behind the zone for a 1-to-1. So I'm still following the 20 bucks till I become relatively profitable, and then I will increase that to higher risk dollar. For now, we'll just here. So that's a sell on AUD/USD. AUD/JPY, as you can see again, so over the year it's been looking sideways movement with a strong tendency to respect zones. Like, not all the pair respect zones. If it's strongly trending, it won't be respecting zones. If it's mostly sideways, it might, depending on characteristic of the market, a specific characteristic of the pair itself. That's what I learned from August. So right now, my thoughts are that there is a push, I believe, before the year. Yeah. So there's a push up, a deep pullback, a push up, a deep pullback, and there's most likely gonna be a push up from this level with this kind of leg, and this is the leg I want to capture, or similar to that. Right now at this stage, price is just narrowing between the zone. I do believe it might come back to this zone, and so the question is, we don't really have a very strong candle, but the likelihood of this reacting and pushing this down for a third try is there. At the same time, the likelihood of this pushing up and starting a new leg up, it's also there, right? It just comes down to understanding which might be stronger. I believe going down is strong, so I'm gonna put in a sell. So just based off the rejection from this level and the tendency of this leg to making lower highs, and that's where I believe market would go. Alright, so that's a sell on AUD, JPY, New Zealand CAD. We have a clear downtrend, but the way downtrend is performing here, the trend itself is not very strong. So you see a strong legs down, at the same time the pullbacks are very deep. Here though, we've tried to make a low and it's pulled back, which means it hasn't really been following the trend pattern properly. So here it followed down, broke through. Here it failed to break through, came back up again and came back down. So this is not consolidating, and this is not strongly in a trend. What I want to see momentum emerging before making any choices, and right now we don't really have moments. Right now mostly what we got is a kind of a sideways movement within this box, and I would rather to see a strong candle breaking out of this box before we make any decisions. New Zealand CHF, so clearly the trend is down. So when the trend is down, I won't be looking to buy because the pullbacks can be short. When the pullbacks are short, even though I get a strong momentum candle, it can flip around on me very quickly, and that's not very desirable. It can lead to strong losses. What I want to see here, I want to see a strong bearish close, and right now we only have a strong bullish with a pause. So we'll leave this be for next few days. Hopefully we'll show some downward momentum. New Zealand USD, this looks much better for a sell. The reason is pricing is mainly sideways. At the same time, it respects major levels, right, due to that sideways nature. And here price comes down and breaks this low for the first time, tries to go down, fails multiple times, comes back up and tries to push back up through, fails again. That tells me that there is relatively strong indecision within which direction the market needs to go. And that would give us the opportunity to trend from one zone to the next. So if we take down below here one of the zones and up there another zone, we can simply trade from one zone to the other. So we like to place a sell, especially the previous Friday was a strong bearish close with a strong wick that shows potential momentum down. So we do a $20 sell here on New Zealand USD. Yeah, definitely momentum's there. Whether it has a follow through on the back of this downtrend kind of thing is the question. Yeah. Alright, New Zealand JPY. New Zealand JPY kind of had a consolidating phase followed by a move up, and looks like that's how it trades. Most likely after this deep pullback it will look to go up eventually, unless something major happens and it make the prices break below. But for now we need to wait for a strong candle towards up direction. If it's to go down, I need to at least see a couple of more strong candle breaking below these lows. So there's not much to do here. Euro pound. So euro pound has seems like what it does, it goes sideways, it goes down, it goes sideways, and most likely it'll go down. And it's been respecting these two levels for quite a while. We have a strong bearish close on Thursday. Friday, not much movement, quite an indecision. I believe the pressure is down, especially since it failed to follow through to that level, right? So the levels should work like magnets. And if it doesn't attract the price, that means the other side most likely is stronger. So I'm gonna be selling this one here down to this level. Hopefully I can get a 1-to-1. Alright, so we put a limit order here, euro pound, $20, and we do here 18.5. Alright, so that's a sell on euro pound. With that strong bearish momentum on Thursday, I'm hoping that price continues go gravitate towards this zone. Yeah. Euro CHF. Alright, so same kind of trend here on the same kind of zone, but this one's much closer to this level, even though it's failed to make a high here. So the questions becomes, do we risk selling it? Is it gonna break out of this zone and continue down? What is more likely? Yeah. Well, in the original phase, if we were still within this trend, I would say it's more likely to break, right? But now we've transitioned into this consolidation, and it's failed to break to make a new low twice in a row. Now obviously it might break this time, but the likelihood of it is not great. So I will maintain, basically I will stay out until the price breaks through this zone and show me that a new leg is expected to be made towards down, right? So for now we leave this be. Euro JPY, similar situation. We had a good move up during entire day, pullback, push phase, and it got stuck, right? That's what made August pretty terrible. The price simply just got stuck for most of the pairs, and well, I ended up with a lot of false triggers. For now, till it breaks this clearly up or down, we won't be trading. Euro AUD. So Euro AUD is clearly in the up move, right? So I don't know how long this pullback is gonna take and how low it's gonna, right? But potentially it can go to this low, or it can actually bounce there. I believe it might come down to this level, since strong zones usually, depending on phase of the market, have a strong magnetic gravitational. So let's see if this zone attracts this price down to it before a leg up following the direction of trend. So $20 here on Euro AUD. Have a strong bearish moment candle closing. That was Thursday. kind of indecision on Friday. Hopefully we have a follow through of that, making this a small tiny trend down to this previous zone before it bounces. Alright, Euro USD. This is also interesting. So we had a break, a pullback. This zone has not really been respected, so I'm gonna remove it. And what I believe is going to happen is a push to these levels. Since the price overall has been sideways, could call this an uptrend as well, but the trend is very consolidated, you could say, because the push legs almost equals the pullback legs, and this is most likely gonna have a push phase up, but it needs a support level for it to bounce. And what better place than this? It could have done it here, but it didn't. So next target would be here for it to bounce. So I'm gonna put in a sell here, hopefully to catch some good movement down to this low. Yeah. Alright, that's a sell on Euro USD. Euro New Zealand. Okay, so again we have another uptrend, and this uptrend looks like it's been respecting zones as a support structure. So price comes down, make it up, make a push phase, comes down to this zone, trying to bounce. Well, takes it 2 tries, but it still bounces, comes back to this zone, bounces again, and it's trying to come back to this zone to bounce again. So we could have sold this maybe on Friday, but I didn't. Today I'm not gonna sell it because this most likely gonna bounce from here, following this strong uptrend and using this zone as a support structure. So we'll wait. EuroCAD. Alright, EuroCAD has a different behavior. EuroCAD is not trending, it's mostly consolidated. Now the consolidation, one level is down here, the next level in the consolidation is not very set yet, right? It could be about up here somewhere. The price can get to it potentially. Yeah. So for now, we are also in a mini consolidation, and this behavior of this pair seems to be respectful of major support resistance zone. So here you can tell that it bounced from this zone twice, and here respected it up. This is not really a zone here, it becomes a zone technically here. So it tried to reach up, but it failed, and then since then it's been stuck there. Now until it breaks out of this and make up its mind, it looks like it's about to break, but these are all can be false signals. I want to see a start of a good leg, something I can get behind and win multiple trades in a row. So we have to wait for this to show us more information. Pound JPY has been very bullish, and it's a clear uptrend, but the candle sizes are tiny, right? So I need to adjust my expectation or my understanding of a strong momentum candle. Here it cannot be the same as it was for other pairs because the candle sizes are not that large in respect to the smaller candles. What I believe it happened here is that since we made a low here, we either break this down to continue maybe for these lows, right? But since we're in an uptrend, I believe at some point during this week there will be momentum coming in to push this to a new high, because the zone is being used as a support, and that adds to the confluence of the trend. So selling this right now is really not a good idea. On top of that, we don't really have a strong, at least on Friday. Pound AUD. So let me just get rid of these unnecessary zones. So pound AUD similarly is in uptrend, and it does not look like it's respective. It doesn't look like it respects the previous structures and previous zones. Sometimes it does, but at the same time you could be saying that it doesn't really. But we'll keep an eye on it. For now, we are in a zone or near a zone, but I'm not looking to sell this down. It's kind of too late. Potentially it's gonna bounce up here, so we'll wait for a strong bullish candle to follow the trend on top of the support of the zone for a new high over here. Pound USD. Alright, so pound USD is also in an uptrend, but it's been making a very deep pullback. Now deep this pullback has not been there historically. Even this pullback is much smaller than that, and the previous ones are much smaller, so the momentum was quite bullish, although here that doesn't exist anymore. What that means is we might be transitioning to a different nature of the market, so it might be coming out of that bullish characteristic. And I believe this zone is holding. Breakdown came out, bounced from the zone. Technically zone is more like an area, so it can be here, can be up here, or you could just delete it and not consider it. What this is clearly showing is a downtrend with a downward movement, and that's all we need to get behind that, plus a strong bearish candle close on Friday. I believe it might come down to these zones, but I'm not sure how strong that momentum gonna be, whether it's gonna have pullbacks in between or not. So for that reason, I'll try to take profit before we reach that zone. So that's a sell on pound USD. Pound CAD has been quite a mess. Even though it's an uptrend, the behavior of the market right now is completely unpredictable. We have zones here that's being respected, and at the same time these zones are very wide, so at any point the price can bounce up or down. It's very hard to determine. Even here, when the price bounced from this zone, it had a pullback before continuing. So although this looks like it's making a new lower high, creating a minor trend here, maybe to this region, I'm not quite sure about that, because the behavior of the market here is very two-sided. Doesn't look like a trend. The question is, what is likely to happen? So if you think about it, if I zoom in a little bit here, you can see that we had a strong bullish close followed by a strong bearish close, and the close of the bearish candle was below the opening of the bullish, but that follow through didn't occur. So we had an intraday consolidation here where the price pushed up but got shut down back to this low, right? So that's 2 days in a row where bears smash down the price. Seems strong, right? It's gonna break out of this low. Is it possible? Alright, let's go with that. I'm not really 100% certain here, but we can give it a chance, right? So let's do a sell in the market for pound CAD. Potentially gonna travel to these lows somewhere. Pound CHF. Alright, so if we zoom out, pound CHF over the entire year is 100% side up, right? So we're in a big wide consolidation. Top up here and the bottom is nearly where the price is right now, right? And with the failure of pushing up twice in a row, already came down and bounced. Question is this is gonna go up or down? I don't know, to be honest with you. And we had two strong bullish followed by bearish. This can just flip around and test these highs, right, since it's respecting zones, or it can just follow through down to this. It's 100% 50-50. So I'm gonna stay out of this for now, right, till I see something more clear. Maybe if the today candle closes also bearish and we have space to these lows, I can get on the extended move. Pound New Zealand. So pound New Zealand is also in an uptrend, also with the smaller looking candles. What happened here? We had a push, a pullback, a push, consolidation, a push. This is potentially gonna be a consolidation. You can see the overlapping candles, and this is like overlapping candles. I'm not 100% sure if it's gonna pull back to this before bouncing, but it looks like this is gonna be a consolidation until it moves to either this region, potentially this region, or it make up its mind and break above this level for a leg up. I won't be trading it, so I'm gonna consider this as a consolidation zone. Yeah, very tight consolidation, which I won't be trading. CAD CHF. So CAD CHF over the year has been in a downtrend, although it's kind of starting to go sideways as it failed to make a new low. It's still possible for it to make that low, so the trend is not very strong, it's very two-sided. We have a strong momentums down at the same time strong pullback and deep pullback. So I won't be trading this pair for now until it breaks out of this zone or else to show a clear bounce up, maybe towards this high. For now, it's not really in a good position, so any signal given by a strong momentum candle can just be a one-day thing. What I do need is a follow-through in a momentum, similar to what happened in June. CAD JPY also tightening. It's making a higher high, at the same time it's maintaining this high, and that tells me, well, you can call it the flag pattern, triangle pattern, whatever. That tells me the pressure is building up here because the buyers keep coming at higher prices even though it's not favorable to them. That means that sellers also are not selling, which means the pressure is building up, and this is potentially would bounce up. And the thing about these flags is that it can go the other way as well. Something can happen and the pressure can just reverse very quickly down. So until one of that happens, up or down, we'll stay up. CHF JPY clear uptrend in a small consolidation here. Candle sizes are tiny. This would be hard to trade. But what we have here is a push, pullback, stay there, push, pullback sideways for a while, push again, coming back, sideways, push, come back, push, sideways. So after every push, there is a sideways momentum or sideways move that can happen. Now I would potentially be able to buy a bounce of this, but because this zone is very narrow, I much rather just to wait for this consolidation to end, and then we'll consider this. Alright, so that's my analysis for Monday, 4th of September. It's a bit different than my usual analysis. I'm not simply blindly buying or selling because of a momentum candle. I realized in August that momentum candles are very good and very powerful indicators of price direction, but they need to be put in a proper context. So the context and the story behind what price is doing and why it's doing what it's doing is very important. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Cheers.